You've been practicing transcendental meditation for how long?
Well, 72. So that's 41 years, 42 years. I don't know exactly. It's definitely sometime around 72 or 73. I learned it at Oswego, where I was going to school. I went to State University at Oswego right out of high school, and I don't know how I really got into it. I was pretty investigative person in those days. Still am, I guess. Whenever I hear about something that sounds interesting, I like to explore it, and I've explored a lot of things, different things, and gotten a lot from all of them. But none of them, nothing compares to what the TM has done for me, and especially lately. I'm doing TM. So I start, in school. I learned this thing in college, and you practice twice a day for 20 minutes. And I immediately stopped doing the one in the morning because I didn't get that one. I couldn't understand why you would get out of bed and rest. And then for 40 years, I would just do the one in the afternoon. And that was a very sustaining thing for me in my life. And we can talk about that, what the life of a comedian is like. And also doing the TV show, which was much more challenging. And then a year ago, Bob, I don't remember.
I think it was out in the Hamptons.
Yeah, I met Bob in the Hamptons, but he was at my house. He was teaching my wife, and he started saying, you should do the one in the morning. And I said, yeah, I know you're supposed to do it in the morning, but I never did. And then I started doing the one in the morning and the one in the morning, and that has really, really changed my life in the past. It's a year, right? It was earlier this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said that it's like you have a cell phone and then somebody gives you the charger. And you go, oh, now this thing, I can get this thing up to 100 anytime I want.
Yeah, fully juiced.
Yeah,
the power of fully juiced.
Yeah, and it's very easy for me to talk about TM. The way I look at life, basically, is it's exhausting, and being busy is exhausting. Doing nothing is exhausting. No matter what you do as a human on Earth, it's exhausting, and you need and sleep is a nice rest. Most of us don't get great sleep. Sometimes we do. Now and then, it's very hit and miss. Sleep is hit and miss, and TM is not. So it's this thing that augments your need for rest. And I've always said to people, for the years I would, doing meditation in the middle of the day, and I would always say, to the people that don't do it, I would say, I can't believe you stay up all day.
That's a good,
because I can't do it.
Does it have? Is it only physical? The recharging? Do you notice anything with your mind clarity?
I'm a big exerciser as well. I'm a big gym guy. I love to go. I don't love it, but I just believe in it. And I don't separate the mind and the body as a thing.
Mm-hmm.
If my body's tired, my mind's tired. If my mind's tired, my body's tired. They're all, the neck is really connecting these two things with a big channel of blood. And, there's a lot of exchange between the mind. People say mind and body. And I dismiss that separation completely.
So you meditate now in the morning, and how do you feel, before your morning meditation? Because you had said we had this gala a week or so ago,
Mm-hmm.
and you talked about, at first you were wondering why should you meditate in the morning, because why would you want to rest after you?
Yeah, why would you rest after you just got out of bed? But, and I said at the thing, Bob likes this, that if you get up out of your bed and you turn around and you look at it, it doesn't look like what happened in there was very restful. It looks like a war just went on in there. And I bet you if you know, people that do sleep research, you know, and you did a time lapse of someone in bed, you've seen these things. You're rolling around and punching pillows and pulling covers, and half of the time you get up in the middle of the night, right? It's a war. Sleep is a war. So the phone charger is pretty tough to beat as an analogy, because your phone charger never doesn't work. Unless it's sometimes you haven't got it all the way in the outlet, you know. You look at it and say, how come it didn't charge? It's always a little out of the outlet. And you go, oh, I didn't push it all the way in. And then it always works. And that's the great thing about TM, is you never have to wonder, you know, let's say you got a big day. And the night before you think, all right, I'm going to get to sleep early, and I don't want to mess around tonight. I'm not going to watch junk TV. I want to get to sleep. I want to get a good night's sleep. But you're still just kind of hoping. You're hoping that you're going to get it. You know, and that you're going to wake up feeling refreshed. And that's the big difference between sleep and TM, is TM never doesn't work perfect. And so I get up now and I do TM. Everybody gets up. And how does it feel? It doesn't feel like anything. It doesn't do anything. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But here's the difference. At 1 o'clock, at 1 p.m. that day, my head does not hit the desk like it used to. That's the difference. I get up at 6 a.m. Normally, if I didn't do that morning TM, usually, and I sit, you know, and whatever I do, I'll have my breakfast, and then I do different things during the day. But any day, no matter what it is, if I'm working, by 1, I'm shot. And I think most people are. You know, crazy with the coffee. Speaking of which, I ordered a coffee. Did it come? All right. I just like to drink coffee, help promote my show. So, and now at 1 o'clock, I'm feeling good. And normally I spend a lot of time writing. Being a writer is a big part of being a comedian, and writing is a very, very exhausting activity, as everything is, but and my head, I would literally collapse in the middle of writing, and I would lie on the couch and take a nap or something, or then sometimes I would do my TM like 2, but now I just sail through the day, and then I have my second TM at 3 or 4, and then I'm usually wanting that, and then so it's. Here's another good analogy, and if Bob hasn't already thought of this, I'll be shocked. It's you're on a road trip, and you got to stop for gas. Have you thought of this one?
No, that's a good one.
Right? You get in the car, you drive in the car. You don't just drive for 10 hours. You drive 3-4 hours, and you stop for gas for the car, for yourself. That break, that little break, and it's just a big thing. So that's what the morning TM does. Now, you know, of the things that I love, when I think of the things that I love, more than money, more than love, more than just about anything, I love energy. I love it. And I pursue it. And I want it. I want more of it. And it's just something I want. And I think this is the reason, by the way, that I am so enthusiastic about TM, is because I feel that in my life, that is the thing that I have wanted, is energy. I love, because when you have energy is so much better than money, you know, because you can do things. Money, you just buy things. Money is a form of energy. You know, because it enables things to happen. It's kind of a static energy that you can make. Well, I have money, and then I can buy something, and then I got that thing. I just made something happen. Well, yes, but that's not like creative energy or putting in a phenomenal day's work. To me, is way better than, you know, let's say you come into a little chunk of money you didn't think you were going to get, you just get some dough and you go, hey, that's great. That is great. I think money's great. But energy, physical and mental energy, to me, is the greatest riches of human life. And TM is this incredible, it's like a free account of an endless amount of it. So, I'm very enthusiastic about that, because in my life at this point, which, I'll give the basics is I'm 59, I'm 60 as far as I'm concerned. I have a wife, I have 3 kids, and I have basically 2 jobs. I'm a stand-up comedian, I travel and I perform and I write, and I have this show on the internet called Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, which I devote a tremendous amount of energy to. Now, all of those things are gigantic, big things in my life that I care. They're soul things to me. None of them are things that I do just to make a buck. Those are things I do because I'm compelled in life to do them. Whether it's both of those show business things and my family. So to do them well, to come home from work at 60 goddamn years old, okay, to have worked hard the whole day, and there's 3 little kids running around the house, okay? I'm 60, okay? That doesn't work. That doesn't work. 60-year-olds are not supposed to be walking into a house with 3 little kids, and I want to play ball, and I need help with my homework, and can we go to the store and get these sneakers, And if you know what you want to say to those things, you want to say yes, yes, and yes to those things. And what do you need to do it? Energy. You need energy. And let's face it, at 6 p.m., if you busted ass that day, you're done. You're toast. So I go, you know what? I got to do my TM. Everybody knows TM. And I said to my daughter the other day, I said, because she's my daughter, all kids now, they're really overburdened with homework. It's like torture watching what kids go through compared to what we went through being, going through school. If I did an hour of homework a night, never did an hour. I never did an hour. Maybe before a test, you would study an hour, right? And so I said to my daughter, I said, look, when you're 18 and you get out of here, the thing that's going to make you happy is you're going to be able to stop having to hear about TM. And I said, and I don't care, but I am going to browbeat you until you get out of here. Because I watch what she goes through. And to study, I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what it is to study from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m.
She's 12?
She's 13.
Yeah.
Ugh, can you imagine how horrible that must be? I say to her, you're crazy to just be doing this. I go, do a TM. Do a TM, then you do some work, and then you go to sleep. I make people I know that are in my life that I work with or something, I just can't. I'm kind of a compulsive helper, and I just say, you got to have this, The thing about, and people talk about exercise, you could say almost all these things, you could almost apply the same things to exercise. All this exercise has all these benefits. We all know it. But exercise requires a bigger confront to get your ass up and do it, and however you got to do it. You go to the gym, whatever it is. The TM, you're just going to sit in a chair. How hard is that to just sit down in a chair? And I'll do it, Well, I'll go right over, see, like with these people sitting over there. I'll sit in that if I need it, and I'll just go right over there and do it. Nobody, especially in New York, nobody. What's that guy doing in that chair with his head down and his eyes closed? And so I'll just do it. And what was the thought there about? Yeah, it's really a nice thing. I would say the closest analogy I could find to this would be if I said to you, look, at 5, you're going to take a warm bath. That's part of our company rules. Everybody takes a warm bath at 5. You might say, I don't really feel like that. I don't normally take warm baths. Well, that's what we do at this company. We take warm baths at 5. We're going to give you your own nice clean bathroom. I guarantee you by the second day, you're going to go, well, hey, it's almost 5. Let's take that warm bath. And that's what TM feels like.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. You're just going to sit down and we're just going to slide into that bath. And that 20 minutes is going to go by like that. And you're going to be a different person when you're done. You're just going to be different.
A lot of people with the word meditation, there's a lot of misunderstandings. There's like a Zen meditation or a mindfulness meditation, and those can be very difficult. People say to me, well, I could never meditate even if I wanted to. I can't clear my mind of thoughts. I can't do that. So what do you say when someone says that?
I say, here, well, first of all, that's what's great about TM is like, we'll take all the thoughts you've got,
Right. Bring them on.
Yeah. Here's the way I look at it. It's like, here's another analogy. I'm glad I mentioned the thing about comedians and their analogies. We love to do them. So here's a guy, you meet a guy and he's stressed out, right? Freaked out, nervous, tense, upset. Okay. Forget meditation. You say to this guy, okay, here's what I want you to do. Put on your running shorts, your running shoes. We're going to go out to the track. I want you to start jogging around the track. How long? Just keep going. I'll tell you when you're done. So you put this guy out on the track, right? Stressed, freaked out. He's in a panic state, right? Guy goes 2 laps, 3 laps, 4 laps, 10 laps. After a while, this guy's we're going to break him down, right? After 4 or 5 miles, he's going to be a different guy, right? Just from that activity. TM does this with your mind. It's taking your brain and you're going, well, I got this problem. And this is what's going on in your brain. I got to deal with it. I can't believe people would say that to me. And I'm not going to take that. And I'm going to go in their office tomorrow. I'm going to give them a piece of my mind. So you're taking your mind and you put it in a little hamster wheel. And it's like Muhammad Ali, Thriller in Manila. Was that the Foreman fight?
Yeah.
The rope-a-dope.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing with your mind. Yeah, just keep hitting me. Keep hitting me. And by the end, George Foreman, I'm sure, was upset that he lost, but I bet you he was very relaxed at the end of that fight because he just punched himself out. And that's what TM does with your mind. Go ahead. Give me everything you got. And it just takes the fight out of it. And by the end, it's like, all right, I'm not as upset about that as I thought. I don't do therapy. I think people probably get a lot of that from psychotherapy. They kind of talk themselves out in a way, although I think I would find that more stressful. But anyway, TM has this thing of if your mind feels energized and stressed out and freaked out, it's like, okay, we're going to start running it around a track now. Think all the thoughts you want, until they just kind of, the pool just stops. It gets calm. I don't really know how it works. I don't think anybody really knows exactly how it works. The great thing about it is that we know that it does work.
When you learn to meditate, it's taught in personal instruction, 1-to-1 with a trained teacher, and you receive a mantra, which is a sound, couple syllables, no meaning. It's been used for thousands of years for meditation. And you're taught how to use it properly so that your mind just does settle down without any fight, any resistance. Anyone can do it. Absolutely everyone can learn it.
2 greatest TMs. First of all, they're all great. But the 2 greatest TMs, TM before exercise, for you exercisers out there, insane what it does for your exercise experience. And TM before stand-up, if you happen to be a professional stand-up comic or an aspiring stand-up comedian, stand-up comedy is an extremely exhausting as physical, mental activity. And to have that tool of doing TM before you do your set, you're going to be a different dude up there. You're just like, just kind of, you're in that place in your mind that you want to be, where in all things, you want to be relaxed. You want to have energy in all things, especially sports, but especially performing, because that's a great performance from anybody, whether it's a singer, an actor, a comedian, anything. It's got energy and it's relaxed and easy. We don't want to see somebody, stressed. We want to see somebody confident and smooth. And most importantly, they seem to know what they're doing. That's the first thing an audience wants to feel when someone gets up on a stage. Does this person know what they're doing?
Yeah.
Because if they do, then I can relax. And when you're trying to elicit laughter, they have to be relaxed. If they're worried about you, the laughs are harder to get. If they feel like, okay, he seems like he's okay, So stand up before TM before stand up is gold. It's a golden thing to have. The ultimate. Plus, you're traveling and you're doing interviews, and it's the airport. Stand up is so tiring. So I recommend it highly for anyone, but for the stand up comedian, See, now a guy like me, again, 60 years old, really should be running out of gas at this point in my career. And because what you got to do when you're stand-up, I was at Foxwoods this weekend, it's 4,000 people. I got to physically move these people. I got to move them, with voice and physical gesture, facially, your expressions, your energy, your mental focus, the whole thing. I got to push this mass of meat. That's what it is. It's just a load of meat out there, And you got to have energy. And I know a lot of guys. Look, all the guys I started out with, they're all my age, and it does start to fall off, and they can't do it. They can't do it because it's a physical. Stand-up is a physical act. Stand-up is, stand-up is a physical challenge. It is a mental challenge, but equally physical. And when you're young, of course, it's a breeze because you're blessed with youth. The ultimate weapon is youth in life. But then, we all obviously lose that as we go. But this is the ultimate way to fight it off or to extend your vital period of your life as long as you can.